Hi, crafty friends. It's Debbie with Make It With Me. I'm trying something a little different today. I've been watching some YouTubers that make their own mini albums out of things that they just have on hand, cardboard, paper, things like that. And I've just really been wanting to try it, so I'm giving it a shot, and I'm going to take you along with me if you're interested and show you how I did on my very first attempt at this. I'll make some mistakes along the way, of course, but you can make them with me, and then maybe if you try this, then you won't make the same mistakes I did. But anyway, I'm really happy with how it's turned out, and so I wanted to share it with you. So I've started here with a piece of Cricut paper because I wanted a heavier paper to make the cover of the album. And the cardboard I've been saving from my paper pumpkin kits with Stampin' Up! That I get each month. It's a really good heavy cardboard. And actually, I didn't even trim it down, the outer pieces, the front and back cover. But I did trim down the center for the spine. So I've got my measurements marked on here. You can see I've got one that's upside down. I've got two 6x9 pieces and one 3x9 for my spine. And I've got those glued down. I just glued them flat down to the Cricut paper. And then I am just scoring along the edges. That's what one of the YouTubers I saw did, just to make it bend a little easier when you wrap it. And it really did make it easier. And I want to give credit to these YouTubers because there's three of them I've been really watching. And it's Genevieve Designs and Bitty Penny. And then another one called Ann Melvin, Positively Papercraft. I've been kind of rotating around between those three channels, and I'll put those links in the description of the video if you want to go and check them out. And I hope one of them sees my first attempt at this because I'd love their feedback. But anyway, so I'm just scoring along the edges here, and then I am going to speed this up a little bit. You can just, because it's pretty self-explanatory when I cut the edges and fold them in and glue them. And some of it I've cut out just once I get started. But I'm going to just speed this up a little bit. And I hope you'll just stay with me, and let's see how we do. Okay, so here I am just trimming the edges because I'm going to fold these in. And you'll see that very first cut I made, I went the opposite way. You really kind of need to go to the inside of the cut instead of the outside, more like this one. And I'll just show you a couple of these that I did, and then we'll just kind of move in. You can kind of see where this is going, the way the cuts are done. And I trimmed them up a little bit. But the idea is to be able to just fold them in. So you can see how I kind of changed it up a little bit to make it easier to fold in and glue down. Because it doesn't matter right now that the cardboard is still showing, because this is really just the outside cover. I'll put a different sheet in on the inside cover. And so I'm just trimming these down, and I'll glue down a couple of pieces here just to kind of show you how easy it is to fold this in. And you all, this cardboard, this is really sturdy cardboard. I don't know the thickness of it, but every month when we get our paper pumpkin, it's wrapped, in a heavy cardboard inside the box so nothing gets damaged. And you have to unwrap it. And I had been saving those just knowing I could do something with that good heavy cardboard. So here I've got my piece covered. You can see it's all brown. And I'm using a sheet of the Designer Series paper. I think this is called the Peony Place, I think. And I just thought it was really pretty with this brown and that peach color. And so I'm just measuring out because I intentionally left some brown along the edge because I've got some ribbon that I really want to use, and I wanted it to just not be completely plain on the outside. And this paper is also two-sided, and I wanted to be able to use both sides of the paper. So, I had two sheets. I think I had the peach on white and the white on peach. It's kind of a peachy color. I think it's actually called Fresh Freesia. No, that's purple. It's actually called Pale Papaya. And it's just a really pretty color. And so I'm just going to add some Mod Podge. I thought that was the easiest way because The designer series paper is not super heavy, so it really makes it easy to stick and fold. And because I didn't want to take a chance on tearing it, so I thought if I used the Mod Podge rather than just the regular glue, that would do better. And so look at that. It's just it just turned out so nice. I just really loved it. And then there's a few little bumps and wrinkles in there, but that'll go away as it dries. So now I am just going to take that same paper, and I've already got my pieces cut to just a little under 6x9 for the inside of the cover, front and back cover. And I'm just going to do the same thing, except this time I'm going to apply the Mod Podge directly to the cardboard. And then I'll just get that laid down. And again, I'll speed this up, and I won't make you watch all of this, but you kind of get the idea. I'm just getting the Mod Podge laid down, and then I'll just stick that in there. And again, I know that there's still some showing on the edge. That's okay, because I did that intentionally. I kind of had a plan for how I wanted the edges of that front and back cover to be. So I'll just get this glued down. And while I'm doing this, this designer series paper, if you like it, I don't know if it's still available. I will find out, and if it is, I'll link it below as well. So this is what we've got so far. You can see the brown on the outer and the inner part of the... I've showed you that inside because that's where the binding will go. But I hadn't decided at this point if I was going to make this a mini album for photos or journaling or something like that, or if I wanted to make it... When I watched the Ann Melvin video, she actually made a really neat ephemera holder and made her own envelopes to go inside of it, but it essentially was made the exact same way. And I thought, and I may still make one of those, I don't know, but I hadn't decided at this point which I was going to do. So this part is just going to be assembling the album itself and putting in the binding. So here I'm just taking that other sheet of paper, which is just opposite of the other, and you can see where it's bending there. It's wrinkly a little bit, but it will completely come out as it dries. I checked it after I got it all finished, and there are no wrinkles at all. It just looks really, really good. So I can't wait to do the next video and show you how I made the pages and what I did to the album. But so here I'm just trimming my pieces, and coming up here you're going to see my first mistake when I start putting this ribbon on. First of all, I knew that the ribbon was going to be too short. I knew there was going to be a little gap because I measured it, but I really wanted to use this piece of ribbon, and it really didn't matter that it didn't all the way come together, because I'll be adding some decoration and embellishment there anyway. So it didn't bother me that it didn't fully meet. I just tried to make it kind of leave the gap in the same place on the front cover and the back cover. So I'm just putting down some of my red tape, really good strong red tape to hold this ribbon, and I'm just wrapping it around. And you can see here what I was talking about. It's not going to meet completely, which was fine, because like I said, even if it did meet, I still would have covered up that seam with some type of, I don't know, decoration or embellishment anyway, so it didn't really matter to me that it didn't meet. But I just wanted one side to at least be a solid ribbon, so I chose to go with the inside because I won't be adding as much dimension and things to the inside cover that I will the outside cover. And the back cover won't have as much, but I really plan on building up and making this front cover just really dimensional and decorative. That's my plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. That will be in another video. So I thought my plan was I'll do one video to try not to keep these too long. I'll do one video making the album itself. I'll do another video making the pages and the pockets and the flaps and putting those in. And then I'll make a third part just doing all the decoration and embellishment. And so that way it keeps the video shorter, and if you decided you wanted to do that with me, you could probably go ahead and put your album together and then do the rest of it with me. So just trimming down my paper here. As you can see there, this is where I discovered that I had made a mistake. I did not get that paper in the center of the album, so I'm having to do a little patching up here because when I went to put the ribbon on, it didn't match up. And that's because I didn't get the paper on both sides of the cover exactly where it should be. But it's okay. Again, you know, we make these mistakes for a reason. So I'm just improvising here and adding a little bit more. And you know what? I'm really happy with the way it came out too. So I kind of like that it's not completely identical. I mean, it's pretty symmetrical when you open it up, but it's just a little off. But it's okay. I like the brown next to that sunflower ribbon, and I really like the paper. And I'll be showing you that I'm going to take some, I don't know yet if I'm going to use the Distress ink, or I really kind of like to do edges with Stampin' Up's Soft Suede or Sahara Sand. I like the way the browns look with, brown edges look with that too. So I haven't decided yet, but here's how it turned out. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you liked it, and I hope you'll join me again.